Everything for me, for me, for me. Baby, it's the everything for me, for me, for me. 'Cause baby, it's the everything for me, for me.
First and foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do. You understand me? Also, chosen ones, you already know I do have to give you that brief disclaimer, all right? So I only want you to take what resonates, and I want you to leave the rest behind. I don't want you trying to force certain scenarios for you. If you don't happen to get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you won't get it through somebody else, all right? So be patient with your process. Thank you, babies. Also, as you already know, my voice is too raspy, chosen ones, to be whispering, all right? So this is about the time that you probably want to go ahead and hit that volume, okay? So before we get started, as always, I definitely want to thank you so much in advance for all your love, like, share, subscribes, your gifts, kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. I appreciate you, because I don't always get the pause in the middle of my message to relay that to you. So thank you, all right? Now, for those who have to pop in and out, I understand completely. I'll definitely post this on YouTube as well. Thank you, Ayman. Also, chosen ones, I do want to let you know that today is the last day for the special pertaining to the buy one, get one free, all right? So if you do want a coaching session, the 30-minute coaching session with me, we're going to be on the phone. We're going to talk about your past, present, your future, certain things that may be blocking you. It's just your divine or karmic individual. Certain cycles that may still need to get pushed through, whatever the case may be. Right now, the sale is still available. Link in my bio, got buy one, get one free. Also, it is for the 15-minute readings as well as the 10-minute readings. Those are ones that if you don't have the time to speak to me on the phone, I'll record it for you. You'll be able to reference this for you. So again, you'll go back to reference it as you're going through the things that are getting presented, as well as reminders pertaining to the direction that you're headed, okay? So the link's in my bio. Now, chosen ones, the message for today is about self-sabotaging. And I say this, chosen ones, because you may feel like self-sabotaging comes in certain forms. Now we're going to break it down to you. And I say this, chosen ones, because right now you're in the middle of your manifestations. Everything that you was praying for is getting presented. You had to prepare for them, all right? Based upon, again, where you're headed. Now I say this, chosen ones, because there are some of you that are currently going through PTSD in the form of, in a sense, from past relationships that you were in, certain friends that you were with that betrayed you, certain job positions that you were in that used you, so on and so forth. So there's some of you, chosen ones, where you're getting presented the same options as these other individuals that you encountered were presented to. But during that time period, it was, the shoe was on the other foot in a sense, and I'll explain it to you, okay? Now, I say this because, chosen ones, how many of you have encountered a person where God gave you certain signs and synchronicities that this person was for you? You felt a connection with them, a true spark, not a forced one, not one based upon illusion, not one based upon confusion. This is somebody that you've seen certain qualities in them that you connected with. Now, during the time that you may have had this connection, you may have been trauma bonding with them, okay? So there's some of you that encountered individuals that had similarities to you. So they came from heartbreak, they came from abandonment issues, they came from people using them, they came from people abusing them, they came from people mistreating them as well. Now, there's certain karmics that you encounter where, again, that's trauma bonding. You went through what they went through, but they didn't take the same road as you. They became those individuals, right? So they could have been used, abused, mistreated, but instead of beating those demons, they became them instead, right? You instead, chosen ones, you took the opposite direction. So that makes that person a karmic because they became those demons instead of defeating them, right? So instead of standing up to that friend, family, foes, whatever the case may be, they just joined them instead. Now, hear me out. You took the other route. So this is similar to you having siblings who went through what you went through. They could have turned to drugs, but you turned to God. This is individuals that you could have came from the same area that they came from, the same location, whatever the case may be, but you have a different peace of mind, right? So again, that makes that you was trauma bonding with them when you met them, because you were taking pieces of you to fulfill them. So you seen they had abandonment issues. You had abandonment issues too, but you wasn't focused on you. You were focused on these individuals that were in front of you. So you seen the things that you needed, so you gave it to them instead, expecting them to reimburse you in a sense and provide you that same energy that you gave them. There was no reciprocation. That was trauma bonding. Now I say this, chosen ones, because we're aside of that. There's some of you who are going to be presented the same cycle that these individuals were presented, and I'll explain it to you. So again, you've encountered individuals where you can, now let me ask you, how many of you encountered certain individuals, chosen ones, where you were, again, a light in their life? So you seen that people around them had bad intentions for them. You informed them. How many of you have had individuals where you seen that nobody supported them, nobody spoke life into them, so that you did? You understand? You begin to do that. How many of you chosen ones where you seen areas that the dark was attacking them and you provided light to them, right? But they didn't reciprocate that energy back to you. Now I say this, chosen ones, because it's so easy for you to decipher how other people mistreated you. So there's some of you that's still going through PTSD based upon the past people that you encountered, right? Some of them was demons and some of them were divines, but they just wasn't ready or prepared for that position at that time. They still had certain people that was putting them down, so they wasn't prepared for what was getting presented. Now I say this, chosen ones, because now you're in a similar situation as them. And it's so easy for you to judge or give an opinion or state certain things pertaining to other people when you're on the outside looking in. But what about when it comes to you? And I'll explain that, because right now there's certain people that are getting presented to you. There's certain job positions that's getting presented to you, chosen ones, and some of you are almost at the point of ruining that opportunity for you. Now what do I mean? So similar to the past people, you know, when you encountered them, God had you cross paths with them, again, you were showing so much love to them. You were nurturing to them. You were soothing them. You brought them peace. See, some of the chosen ones, they truly wasn't used to those things. So they were so accustomed to certain nice gestures coming with the jab in the end. They're so used to people that were trying to present them nice things in order to try to manipulate or have control over them. So when they encountered you, they didn't feel like they could trust you, because what you was presenting them was something that they was not used to. They're used to, again, a different type of breed of individuals, correct? So when you gave them that love, they rejected it. Some of them ran from it. That's that runner and chaser dynamic. There's some people, chosen ones, where again, they self-sabotage. Everything that they was praying for from God was getting presented to them, but it came in the form of you. So they asked for love. They asked for light. They asked for guidance. They asked for protection. They asked for a sense of direction. And God wrapped up all of their gifts into you, right? And you were presented in front of these individuals. And when they got presented, some of them were fearful, because again, you have to realize that before you align with your true divine person, certain karmic situations will encounter, certain karmics that you'll encounter, and they deliberately try to dress up as a certain disguise in order to deter you from your right one, right? So you didn't encounter certain karmic energies, certain people that, again, were there intentionally to try to deter you off your path. So they experienced this as well, chosen ones. So they were a little hesitant with accepting the things that you were trying to present them. Okay, so some of them ran away. Some of them chosen ones did not know what love was at that time, but they just knew that you gave them a feeling that they wasn't used to, so therefore they ran from you. They wasn't willing to accept it. Some of them had third-party energies, not just people they were romantically connected to, but also family that was deliberately there to try to deter this individual. Certain expectations from people that they were around. They were living for everybody else except for themselves. So when you came in their life and you were giving them the attention that they they were not used to, of course it made them uncomfortable and it made them flee from you. This is almost like that child that gets put on the spot where, and it could have been you when you was young, where they're like, all right, well, you saying how you the best basketball player, you're the best singer, you're the best dancer, you have so much talent. So now when you get to the talent show and you get to display those qualities about you, now all of a sudden you're starting to doubt you. Now you get fearful. Now you get scared. Now some of you don't step up into that light. Instead, you fade into the darkness, or you step down instead. So that has you have encountered that. But it's not just pertaining to you. Other individuals went through similar situations as you too. So when they encountered you, they didn't know if they could trust you. It was an uncomfortable setting. Because again, you have to realize that they are so used to rejection. They're so used to drama. They're so used to trauma. So when it's too peaceful, they feel like it's a setup. And some of those people are you, chosen ones. And I say that because there's some of you, if you're so used to resistance, when certain things start to flow like you want it to, it scares you. You're like, no way. This person, so when you encounter somebody who's really loving you and complimenting you, you're like, they just trying to get something out of it. But you're comparing them to the past people and past situations that you encountered. And you prayed for God to release those things from you and provide you with something that's for you. And when it gets in front of you, you start to doubt that it's for you because you truly don't know your value, or you're allowing the past to keep you from getting something that they couldn't give you. So there's some of you that the past person was a cheater, deceiver, a liar, a finesser, somebody who manipulated you, restricted you. So when you finally have an individual that starts off wanting to pour into you, they first see your value, you automatically think that it's a gimmick because you're comparing to those past people that you encountered. That's not fair to them. And you're so easy to say, oh, well, they're using, when you encounter somebody like, oh, well, they're using their past, allowing their past against me. They're acting like I'm the same as the people that they encountered. They don't know the difference. Well, sometimes you encounter people like that because you still think like that, baby. You still doubt that the things, when people show you love, you don't trust it. It's because you're so used to people putting you down, but you pray for God to have that removed from around your life. You pray for God to have you cross paths with people who know your value, who want to pour into you, that give acknowledgement to you, that make you feel peace, that make you feel relaxed, people that pour into you reciprocation. So what you give, they give back. You've been asking for these things, but when they get presented to you, because you don't know your value, because you don't know that you are no longer connected to those cycles, you're scared of accepting it. And that's how the devil, that's how the enemy works against you. They present themselves as a certain type of way, dress themselves up as a certain disguise, have you, because if you don't know, the devil got away with words. They say the devil used to be the most flashiest, used to be the most Rico Suave, almost how they say Pretty Ricky's what they call him. He used to be that. So guess what? He used to use his words in order to manipulate people. But you got to know the difference. So this is almost like that Little Red Riding Hood, when the wolf tries to dress up like the grandmother. And what did Little Red Riding Hood have to do? When she got face to face with that wolf, she start asking the questions in order to find the truth. So there's some of you chosen ones where all you have to do is pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that God is showing you, as well as the intel that God told you about the individual that's going to get presented to you. But you have a whole playbook to know if that's your individual or not. You need to reference your notes, the questions and prayers that you were asking God. So if you're saying, chosen ones, you're not sure if this person, if somebody presents themselves to you and you even get a hint of the past individual, I'm talking about manipulation, the things that they're saying isn't adding up with what you're seeing, intuitively you feel like something's not wrong, that's a hidden demon, then you automatically disconnect. Because at this time, chosen ones, because you're in the middle of your manifestations, you also are going to get presented the options that you manifested once upon a time before you even knew what you wanted, right? So you're going to get presented tests. God's going to say, okay, can you tell the difference between these two? So that's almost like those pictures where they used to have in a newspaper where it's like, can you tell the difference between this picture and that picture? And that picture can look identical to that, but there's only small little differences, right? Okay, that's the same pertaining to, thank you, baby. That's the same pertaining to certain karmic and divine individuals that's going to present themselves. Some of them are going to dress up, be able to look the part, right? So they could look similar to your divine person. And I'll say this because before you actually came to earth, God had you face to face with your divine person. He had you study them. He had you look deep into them so that when you cross paths with them again, you know who it is. Okay, so some of you chosen ones, you focused on the eyes, you focused on the lip, you focused on the complexion, you focused on the height, you focused on certain things that you felt like was going to allow you to lead back them, connect right back into them in this life, right? Because before you came down, God had you looking down at the mission. He had you paying attention, like, this is where you start. That person's going to start from this different direction, but y'all got to find each other. So there's some of you were studying the individual and you may have just focused on the looks. So guess what? You got a certain type that you have. And your divine masculine could look like everybody that you came in contact with, right? All into one. As far as the qualities, you got to look as far as the energy. That's why I say you pay attention to the soul, not what you're seeing, because not everything is what it appears to be, correct? So with me saying this, chosen ones, your divine person is going to get presented. They may look similar to the past people that you encountered. They could have eyes like so-and-so, but lips like that person, height like this person, but act like so on and so forth, right? So small qualities, but there's certain things that you have to know is the difference. So this is like you looking at the picture and trying to notice the difference. Okay, well, God said that your divine person was going to be a protector and a provider. So let's start with a protector. God says your person is going to be a protector. So you feel that, okay, you encounter this person and they have a protective energy over you. So this could be that feminine who speaks on behalf of you. This is that feminine who shows their energy. You understand, like flexes the power. This could be that masculine chosen ones where you're like, oh, they look like an alpha male. They act like, they look like they know what they want. So you feel like this is the leader that you've been calling in. You felt like this was the protector that you called in. Now, this is how I say looks can be deceiving. Because you could feel like, oh, that person is a protector because they don't play about me. Anybody look at me, they willing to go and be confrontational with them. They checking anybody who looks in my direction. So in your head, based upon where you came from, you feel like that person who's acting so arrogant, that person is acting so alpha and macho, that person who really got ego and not confidence. But again, ego is arrogance, ego is evil. You understand? Let's just make sure that's clear. It's the difference between confidence and ego, but you'll be able to decipher the difference because you're learning, right? But hear me out. Now, you look at that person and you're like, oh, they're a protector. The whole time they end up being the person that you need protection from, because now they trying to control you. Now nobody can get close to you. Now they telling you what you can and cannot do. So you wanted a protector, but this was not a protector individual that was going to protect you. You understand? This was not the individual that was equipped to do that. But you encountered a different masculine. So you gave the karmic a chance because he seemed like he was so rough and tough and could protect you. He looked a certain type of way. He had a little bit of a spice in him. So you felt like because he had that spice that he was right and he was going to be good in your life the whole time. No, chosen ones. What if you found out that your true divine masculine is somebody who's softer, gentle? When I say soft, I mean nurturing. I mean he brings you peace. You feel relaxed. Your inner child feels like they can speak. Your inner child feels like they can be themselves, and when they're around, they don't have to sit there and maintain themselves in a sense, right? So when you encounter your true divine person, you might have put them off to the side because they were showing you love at that time. They were giving you attention at that time. They were protecting you. And you didn't even know it because they didn't have to do all macho stuff. They protected you by not putting you in certain situations that were going to cause you stress, not putting you in certain situations where you would have to question them not putting you in situations where you got to battle for their attention. So they're a protector by protecting your peace. They're protecting the sweetness in you. They're not putting you in situations that are going to deter you. They're not putting you in situations where people are going to be able to distract you or disrespect you. These are excuse me, these are individuals, chosen ones, that in order to protect you, they're going to protect your peace by being that. You're going to feel relaxed around them. So you have to know the difference because some of you come from rough ass areas. You come from rough situations where you're like, no, I need this person to be real rah-rah like this in order to protect you. When God's like, nah, you're not going to be in that area that you were in. So this is equivalent to PTSD, where somebody say was at war and they heard those bombs. And now when they hear loud noises, it triggers them, right? So this is equivalent to you, chosen ones, where you were in certain situations that triggered you. So the area that you was in, the people that you was around. So I want you to know, chosen ones, that again, your right one is going to bring calmness to you. They're going to bring you to be able to relax, you to be able to be yourself, you be able to laugh, you be able to just coast. But because you're so used to confliction, because you're so used to chaos, you may have looked over them. And that sounds familiar, correct? Because you're so quick to say how this person missed a blessing with you. So-and-so missed a opportunity at something good when you were there for them better than these karmic individuals. And you turn around and make the same decision as they made, because when your true love gets presented, you don't want to accept those things. You actually run from them. There's some of you chosen ones, when I say you need to make your mind up of what you want, because they're getting presented to you. This is not you having to wait years and years for it to be actually getting presented. It's going to get presented rather soon now. It's the end of an evil era. So with this being said, you say that you want somebody who is loving and affectionate towards you. Now you have this masculine who's complimenting you, soothing you, relaxing you. And because you may not be, again, out of that cycle that you were in, you may run from them because you feel like a gimmick comes with it. You don't like that feeling that they give you, where it's like, you don't want to be vulnerable. Whole time, chosen ones, you are getting introduced to a new you. What you was used to was not good for you. You learned your value. Now good things are headed towards you. You have to know when your prayers are getting presented. Are you prepared for them? If you know right now, chosen one, there's some of you talking about, oh, you ready to get married? Oh, you ready to have a baby? Oh, you ready? You out here praying like, God, have my divine person show up. So you asking for your divine feminine, your divine masculine to present themselves. If they was to present themselves right now, what would you do? Some of y'all gonna talk that cocky shit like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be ready. Oh, are you? Because you talking about that you want to have baby. Now, you are not accustomed to somebody actually going into sexual relations wanting to produce a baby with you. You're so used to, oh, whatever happens, happens. Or the circumstance presented itself, so you had to go with it. So you're not used to that somebody is about to present themselves to you that actually wants a baby with you, and they're going to make that decision rather quickly. There's somebody that's going to intentionally go into this sexual, you understand, relations with the intentions to manifest a baby with you. So they'll know. They'll say, listen, I'm not having sex until I'm ready to actually have a baby. And I know that when I have sex, I'm going to be putting myself in a position to have a baby. Some of you would go, There's some of you talking about, oh, you want to get married. Okay, now all of a sudden somebody presents themselves who is prepared for that position because you've been praying for them, but you've been praying for that other person to present it. Whole time, nah, God's going to have that ending occur and your true person appear, and then guess what's happening? Everything that you asked for is going to get presented. Are you going to take it, or are you going to self-sabotage? So be mindful of the things that you want, because some of y'all talking that tough Tony shit. Some of y'all talking that, oh, you bout it until it comes in front of you. Now all of a sudden you don't want it. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's slow this down. Now all of a sudden you want to pace yourself out. But that's the same thing that you had a problem with when the past person did that to you, where you were ready for love. You were ready for the things that you stated that you wanted. And then guess what? That individual was not ready when you got presented to them. So know what you want, okay? Now, with this being said, your divine person, they're going to know what they want when they see you, okay? Now, you have to make sure you're prepared for it. So, chosen ones, one, do you know your value? Do you know your value? Because some of y'all are not dating within your spiritual ranking. So you're out here on the throne, but you out here dating peasant ass energies. You understand me? So, and this is not saying somebody who may not financially be where they want to be yet, because I'm telling you, half of y'all divine people, y'all about to get this bread together. God has you in your mind where you have a plan on certain business plans. They got skills and plans for business too. God's like, man, we about to bring y'all together, and a billionaire is going to be produced because of you. You understand? Y'all are going to be in the billionaire status. God is going to give you certain financial abundance, but do not speak spells on yourself, because there's some of you chosen ones that doubt that you're going to find somebody who truly loves you. So you're allowing what the past person couldn't do to restrict you from getting the things that you deserve to actually have coming towards you, right? So don't do that. Don't doubt it. Don't say, oh, well, everybody's the same. Well, you're going to attract the same thing because you're in that mentality. So if you're calling that out, guess what you're bringing in? And I say this, chosen ones, because you have to realize that your mind is the manifester. Once you make your mind up, you already made it. Once you start daydreaming, in a sense, seeing yourself in that position, it's already faded. You just got to see it through. So you got love coming through. Are you ready for it? Or are you just expecting it from a certain type of individual? Because I can tell you now, your divine masculine or feminine is not going to be, they may look a little like the people that you were attracted to, but they're not going to have the same values, the same morals, the same capabilities, as far as your divine person does. You understand? Your divine person is going to be able to activate certain things that past person couldn't. You understand me? So know that, all right? Also, believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself. There's some of you that God says, all right, well, you about to have love, you about to have finances, you about to be good, and because you don't see it in front of you, you don't believe it can happen for you. So that's not even putting yourself out there to receive it. You're speaking against you the same way like these demons. So you're speaking spells on you. That doubt, that, oh, I don't know how it's going to happen, it's not for you. Because half the time you're telling people what God has intended for you before it gets to you, and they try to stop you and sabotage you, right? So some of you guys, God's not telling you specific, because if you get in your head, you question all of this stuff, he give you a timeline, you start huffing and puffing. When it gets closer to the time, you start thinking it's not going to happen, and guess what you manifest? A delay, right? So there's some of you chosen ones that you deserve to get surprised this lifetime. You ain't never had nobody surprise you with nothing good, so now you're about to. That's that surprise proposal. That's that surprise position that gets presented. That's that surprise house that you get approved for. That's that surprise car that gets presented. There's certain surprises that are occurring or aligning for you, and you have to know that you deserve the things that's coming towards you. Because some of you think because of your circumstances it's not going to happen. God will say you're about to get a new car, and you're like, oh, well, I don't know how that's going to happen because you talk about your credit is fucked up. You ain't got the finances for it. Baby, you speaking spells against yourself. Don't you know that God can pop in and pop out of individuals as well? So he can put it on this person's heart to approve you, give an opportunity to you. And I'll speak I'll give you a personal experience, right? Now, chosen ones, I used to be an adjudicator, right? If you don't know what that is, I used to process criminal backgrounds to see if this person was eligible for certain employment, right? So with that adjudication, hear me out. There's certain individuals that could have had a record, and we looked at a few things. One, how long has it been since you got into certain things? Have you changed your character? But also, has somebody else given you an opportunity before we give you a chance, right? So all it takes is that one person to present that opportunity to you for you to be established in, right? And I say this, chosen ones, so there's certain people that thought because of their record they couldn't get a job, and instead I looked across it, I went ahead and weighed certain things out, and I approved them. They got approved with the record, and they started to flourish. They started to believe in themselves. They started to build their own businesses as well, right? So all it takes is that one yes that can change your whole dynamic. But there's some of you chosen ones where you start speaking spells against yourself. The whole time you don't realize God already got that approval ready for you. If that's the job you're supposed to be in, oh, that's going to get presented to you. If you're supposed to be with that person, oh yeah, you about to work it out with this individual. You understand? Like certain things is going to align. If it does not, it's not divine time. And know that there's certain people that are still trying to project in your energy and still prevent you from having certain things come in. So sometimes God will switch up where you're going and who you're going with just to sit there and throw them for a loop. So you could feel like, okay, well, God said I'll be going to this place and that doesn't work out. It's because you're taking the back roads instead. You have to realize, chosen ones, that you're somebody that's equipped to go off grid. So you're equipped to build in new locations. You're somebody that, again, you create new roads for other people to go to. So the other people follow the demon energies when they said you had to sell yourself, manipulate, cheat, creep, accept the bare minimum, do devious things. We are the individuals like, no, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to take that to get that. Nope, we're going to go in a different direction. You're equipped to go off grid. So sometimes chosen ones, God will have you go in a different direction just to throw them off. You understand? Your plan B, C, D, E has always been God's plan A. And some of y'all try to be in control of the situations. Allow shit to flow. Certain things, you're just supposed to be riding on your ride. So this is like you tubing in a sense, where you sit on the raft and you let the river just flow you where you're supposed to go to. You ain't got to do all that work. You just coast in a sense, right? And with you coasting, chosen ones, if you see a location that you like, you get to get off. But if you get there and you see it's not for you, you get to get back on. It's less work for you this season. So some of you are so used to, you got to work so hard. This is a different season. You put the work in. Now this is your PTO that you're about to be receiving. So you had to put in the work in order for you to get certain hours, right? So I will say this too. There's some of you that are getting prepared for an easier life, right? So you could see the hours are declining for you. You could feel like certain things are retracting for you. But think about a tsunami, right? God will take away the waves. The waves will start to retract. They'll start to go back. But all of a sudden, they'll rush forward, right? And it'll rise, so on and so forth, correct? A rushing of abundance is occurring. So certain times, chosen ones, God's going to have it slow down, just so that you can brace yourself, because it's about to take off. And now that's what's about to occur. So some of you are about to be in love. You're going to go from not having nobody that nobody knows about, that shit, some of y'all may not even know about that person as well. But guess what? It's about to occur. They're about to present themselves to you. There's some of you chosen ones that you're about to get the best position or opportunity presented that you don't even know. There's certain people that's preparing for your spot right now. They like, listen, nah, we going to have an office like this. We're going to have the hours like this. We got to make sure that the pay is like this. They're making sure that everything is good and put together for you before it gets presented to you. So some of y'all can feel that changes in the air. Some of you can feel that certain things are about to come towards you, but it could seem like unclear. It's only because, chosen ones, you feel it in the 5D, and guess what? 3D is about to present those things. You got to see it in your mind. You got to manifest it. You have to claim it. So when I say this is your tax season, right? This is your tax season. So think about what tax season represents. You worked all year long with certain deductions. Tax season for you, you worked all your life with certain deductions. You gave love, so that's you putting in work and you getting taxes deducted from you. This is from you. Your check is shorter from you. You done put in all these hours and that doesn't get shown to you, so you barely was getting by. You had to move certain things around. You had to pay this late, not pay this at all, whatever the case may be, right? So that's what's been happening. Certain relationships deducted your energy, deducted certain blessings, certain friendships, certain positions. So you had a bunch of deductions, right? Now hear me out. Now with that being said, you put that work in. Now chosen ones, think about tax time. What do you have to do in order for you get those finances, that reimbursement, right? You have to claim it. So not only do you have to put in the work in, which you did, you sat there your whole life, you've been sitting there getting stepped on, but you remained a good person. You sat there and was getting magic sent towards you. You didn't match the energies of these individuals. You transformed that energy for you. You sat there and still was given to individuals when you ain't have it yourself. Now, let me tell you, the next stage after putting that work in is claiming it, right? So you know how you got to file, right? You got to claim it. So not just you put that work, but you got to put that W-2 in. So that's like you putting that prayer in. That's you claiming it. That's you saying your affirmations like, God, I receive all of the abundance that you about to align with me. I receive this love that I know is about to be in front of me. I receive this merge that I'm about to be in. I receive my true tribe being presented. I sit there and pray for this position that I know is about to get presented. You know that you're worthy. You know that you got something coming, but you're going to have to claim it, right? So chosen ones, if you don't claim your W-2, sometimes that'll go against you, right? But not only that, chosen ones, this is like the unclaimed money. If you don't claim unclaimed money, and if y'all don't know what unclaimed money is, it's like if you paid a deposit for like your electric bill and you move from that location and you never put in your forwarding address, so they were just holding on to your deposit. If you never claim it, they can disperse it and use it for like the government and other shit, right? So chosen ones, you got to claim as far as your funds, right? We'll get back to tax reference. You got to claim it, put that W-2 in, put that prayer in. That's that God I know is about to get presented. So when it gets presented, you're not doubting it, right? So one, you put that claim in. Now after you put that W-2 in and you claim it, what you got to do? It's a little waiting period, right? See, some of y'all chosen ones, you ain't do your paperwork correctly the first time. You ain't look over, you try to rush it, right? See, this is that moment where you have to put in the paperwork and now it's going to get looked over, right? It's going to get looked over. They're going to analyze certain numbers, see what you earn, what you deserve, all of that, what you paid, what you didn't do. If there's certain things that's blockages that you got to pay first before the money comes through. So they'll show you, right, certain arrears you may have. Now, I say this chosen ones because now that you're claiming it, so you put that work in, you know what type of person that you were towards people that was presented to you. You was a lover, you was a carer, you encouraged them, you tried to, as far as align them, so on and so forth. Now, hear me out. You went in and put that claim in. That's like, God, I know that I've deserved everything that I was giving individuals to. So all the love that I gave them, I know I'm about to receive it. Or that my last that I gave other people, I know I'm about to be first. All that finances that may have been taken from me, I know I'm about to get reimbursed. You know that this is your time, right? So with that being said, there's a little time period that you have to wait after you put that claim in. Because some of y'all been going back and forth. You knew that you were supposed to file at that time, but you may have delayed yourself. So now guess what? You got to wait for that second round, right? You could have been in the first group to get your taxes back, but you ain't submit the paperwork like you were supposed to do at that time. You let something distract you then. So guess what? Now you had to wait for that second group, right? So this is you waiting for those prayers, those people, those opportunities to get presented to you. You may see other people shit hit first, and it's not to get mad. It's not for you to huff and puff. It's for you to be patient because they listened to God before you did. You may have listened the second time and they listened the first time. They was already prepared for it, right? So don't compare yourself to other people because there's classes. There's certain graduation classes in a sense, okay? So this class graduates first. Now the next one graduate. But again, if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to be graduating too, right? Now hear me out. Now, and excuse me, chosen ones, because my allergies is acting up, okay? So excuse me, I'm sorry so much. I don't like sniffling and coughing and all of that, but my allergies, it is what it is. So with that being said, look, I'm sorry. We not even going to address what I just see. So let me say this, chosen one, and excuse me again, because I think that's so nasty. I don't like coughing and all of that in some people's face, but F it. With me saying this, chosen ones, you sat there and went ahead and put this claim in, right? So you know what's about to get presented to you. Now, when I say that there's a little downtime as far as that God has to have, where he's checking off all of the good karma that you about to come back. So just the same way that the IRS is going to audit or look at your stuff just to make sure that all the numbers add up, that's what God's doing. Like, matter of fact, so-and-so still owes love. Yep, because so-and-so ain't give them love. So-and-so. So he's actually taking from the people who owe you. So the people who sat there and did magic to try to restrict you financially, oh, they got deductions coming from theirs. As far as certain people who stole from you and you didn't know or you did know, it's getting returned to you. So God's adding up all the karma. God is adding up all the numbers. Everything that you earned from the time that you was born is now starting to be aligned for you. So guess what happens, chosen ones? At this point in time, it's going to get presented. So some of y'all trying to rush the process and you would have got the bare minimum. God's like, oh, now you remember so-and-so from 20 years ago that still owe you? Now you get what they was going to get because they ain't do what they was supposed to. So now you get all the blessings and abundance. These people that was trying to destiny swap with you, they can't destiny swap with you if you being who you supposed to be, if you living in your truth, if you being authentically you, if you doing what God's guiding you to do. So with that being said, everything that was taken from you, everything that they tried to do, now guess what? That gets returned back to you in full force. Now you get their abundance and you get yours, okay? So just know your enemy is getting ended. All of those franchises, all of those people, chosen one, and I'll tell you from example, and I always love when God be like, go ahead, give an example. So let me tell you, because you know, this is what I'm here for. I say this show, and before I say this, let me tell you, there's some of you chosen ones where you're so used to the enemy attacking you that sometimes you're not a light to other individuals because you don't want them to know that you went through certain things too. How are you going to save other people? That's selfish, because you sometimes gotta have you speak about things that you went through, not what you're going through, but he'll have you speak about things that you went through and overcame in order to encourage somebody else that they can do the same. You understand me? So some of you chosen ones that you gotta get that together, okay? because you have a ranking to do. Sometimes you have to lead by example. So this is like that the floor is lava game. It always takes that one person to try to jump first to see what they can do, right? For the other person to try to do it too. So you're the person, chosen ones, that you're going to be, whether or not you're teaching people or whether or not you're just showing people with your ways that certain things, they can overcome them, okay? So let me say this, but let me get back to the example. Chosen ones. Now, let me tell you, throughout when I first started, as far as like my TikTok, this was like 2 or 3 years ago, all right? It just one day God had me upload a video, and I'm not even somebody who likes to be on. I never did a live before. I never was that type before. None of that. God was like, upload this video. My first video went viral, I promise you. So the first video gave me like 20,000 followers. The next, like, it just kept doubling, tripling, so on and so forth, right? Now hear me out. It all was because I listened that day. God was like, yo, upload this video with this message. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, do it. It instantly went off. Now, let me tell you, because that's divine timing. So you don't know when God's going to have your moment be your moment, right? But this is not only why I say this. Chosen ones, when I first started, there's so many celebrities that were reaching out to me. People that are your faves. I ain't even going to name their names because their life is dwindling, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's certain individuals, chosen ones, that used to steal my work. Not even just celebrities, but celebrities too. When I talk about y'all's faves, I'm telling you, like, messages from these individuals. Oh, I love what you do. I want to work with you. When I declined because I seen the type of energy that they were, I'm like, nah, you just leading people to chaos. You're really not. There's certain people that could dress up like a certain character. They can come off like they confident and they divine. They just know how to talk and sell themselves. They're really salesmen that were acting like they were spiritualists, acting like they were leaders, and they wasn't, right? And I'm talking about your faves, chosen ones. So there's certain people that was in the inbox like, listen, work with us. We'll got this for you, this contract for you, big bread, right? And during that circumstance, I was just starting off, so I could have took that, but I'm somebody like, nah, money ain't gonna move me. It's the morals behind it. See, I'd rather deal with this person who is morally correct, somebody that's aligned with God, somebody who's gonna work for the things that they want, somebody who is a good individual and is a go-getter. I'd rather start off with the start off than to start off with somebody who's sabotaged and sneaky, all of that. Now, hear me out. They tried to do business with me. I turned them down. Because I didn't accept their offer, they took my work, everything that I was saying, redid my videos, and portrayed it as their own. They sat there and was using the insight that I was providing and acting it like their own. So these people was getting all the recognition for things that they didn't even have within them. They were just imitating. So when I tell you, you got people that be watching you, the same way that these celebrities come on your timeline, you be coming on their timeline too. And half these people are inspired by you. I have feminines and a lot of masculines. Again, chosen ones where I didn't join them. So what they do? Try to do what I did. See, at that time, did it irritate me? Yes. But God was like, look, that message ain't going to hit the same. You got longevity in it because it came to you, because it's for you. These individuals that try to sabotage you, take from you, best believe karma's about to come now, chosen ones. All I had to do was see what it was, keep going how I am, and I know that my stuff was going to build up. Now, hear me out. These individuals, when I encountered them, I called judgment on them. I actually told them, like, hey, yo, I brought it to their attention, like, come on now, you're going to have to chill doing what you're doing, because it's not going. I always give them the benefit of the doubt, like, hey, you might want to, you know what I'm saying, might want to change that, might want to stop doing that, like, be you and you'll be more fruitful, because you can't do me. I can promise you that, right? And now this is how you should carry yourself as well. Now hear me out, chosen ones. See, they try to imitate. You can't. They try to put on facades, right? So for a little bit, people was eating that up. For a little bit, they had a little bit of momentum. See, chosen ones. The real is always going to remain. The fake is going to fade away. And those same individuals that were stealing my stuff, when I tell you they businesses went down, I'm talking about big celebrities. You don't even hear from them now. And guess what they try to do? Now the karma's coming, they try to come back, and now they want to be cool. Now all of a sudden want to extend another invitation towards you. Absolutely not. There's certain people that was befriending me, again, chosen ones. I ain't going to flex because I don't have to do all that. Certain names don't impress me. I don't care. Like, I didn't encounter an individual. I'm talking about, when I say faves, I'm talking about y'all's fave basketball players, y'all's fave football players, soccer players, musicians, actors. I'm telling you, right? That's why I say, chosen ones, some of them take shit from you. They're inspired by you and they sell it to other individuals and try to sell it back to you when you know that that's your shit, right? Now, hear me out. With that saying that, chosen ones, there's certain individuals that try to befriend me. And the whole time, I'm giving them insight. They don't think that I can see everything. I can see your intentions when you align with me. See, God will have me play you out of position. So with your intentions is this, I'm going to tell you certain things that I know that's going on in your life so that you can get your shit together. So I'm going to tell you, hey, yo, you better chill out dealing with so-and-so who's out here scamming, who's out here doing this, because you get the opportunity to get right. You get an opportunity to repent. You get an opportunity where God gives you warnings and you know what your ass then did, right? So with this being said, chosen ones, some of these individuals try to come back and be cool. Karma's hitting them. Some of these people were taking my stuff and presenting and excuse me in front of certain salesmen, in a sense, people that had a platform. They was selling them my information, and these people was making millions off of my stuff. And the whole time, you understand, karma come. Karma came. I promise you, right? So with this being said, those people are starting to dwindle down. They gonna try to be cool with you as well. These same people that was doing grimy shit to you, trying to get over on you, now they're going to need you because they need that light. They almost want to say, all right, God, you see I made things right with this person? Absolutely not. So those same people try to come to me, try to give me big offers. I'm talking about big offers. Chosen one. Some of these people, my enemies, would have took that instantly because they sell their souls for monetary gain. I'm not for that. So I could have had $5 in my account that day. They offered me damn near $1 million deals. Nope, because I'm gonna build that shit myself. And with people that's real, we will never allow the enemy or the devil to try to act like they can do something for you. You understand me? God got you. You will never have to sell yourself below your value. You hear me? So everybody who intentionally comes towards you with intentions to take from you, with intentions to try to sabotage you, with intentions to try to give you less of what your value is, try to have certain sneaky, don't you know karma's coming to them? I promise you. See, I'm somebody that I ain't even gonna have to call you out on certain shit. I'm gonna let you know that I know in one way, shape, or form. And I'm gonna block your ass. And after you get blocked, just know that you blocked from abundance, prosperity, and protection coming in. God don't play about certain people, chosen ones. That's why I say you better know your value. Because your names ring bells in the spiritual world. God don't play like that. So I'm telling you now, chosen ones, you're about to sit there and build your legacy yourself. You be at your own pace. It ain't no rush for that come up. You know that come up's coming, so what you gotta rush for? And that brings me to this next part, right? This is your tax time. So once you sat there and put that work in, as you did your whole life, you sat there and put that claim in, you claimed it. So that's like you filing your W-2. You know what's you earned and deserve and what's coming towards you. Now you just gotta wait. Everything's getting calculated for you. So you not broke. You waiting for that money to get deposited. You not lost. You waiting for everything to align for you. See, you not loveless. You waiting for your love to arrive. See, it's a different chosen ones. You got something coming, whereas they don't. Theirs is declining. So you know that how they say if somebody owes you, you never broke. See, if that abundance would have came at the wrong time, you would have put that abundance in somebody else's hand. See, had that abundance or that love came to you at this time, your mother would have sat there and disagreed with it. The other person would have had something to say about it. So on and so forth. So just for you to have a clear view, know what's coming for you, but you got to follow through, chosen ones. Some of your asses don't listen. God be like, let that person go. Well, why? What? You say you want love. How you going to get love with somebody who's loveless? You talking about you want protection. How you going to be protected from that demon? You talking about that you want happiness and prosperity. All of these things are going to get presented to you, but chosen ones. You're going to have to let go of these demon-ass individuals. You think that they like you. They not. You hear me? That's why I say you better know who you are. You feeling like you in the same circumstances as them. See, if you really knew how God does, this is almost like missionary work. So again, I'll say when I was a child, there was many things I wanted to be. I wanted to be an archaeologist because I love Egyptian. Because that's me, right? I already know, you know what I'm saying, ties to certain things. anyway, let me say this. As far as wanted to be an archaeologist, wanted to be a pastor, wanted to be a missionary, right? As far as somebody who goes around the world helping people, building things, all of that, right? All of these things, chosen ones, right? My path aligned perfect. Excuse me. And excuse me again, chosen one. I'm sorry. Good. My path aligned with that, right? But let me say this, chosen ones. I say this because you have to realize that on certain positions, and this is the point I was giving. When I was younger, there was this female pastor. Now, when I was younger, chosen one, certain people tried to deter me or mold me into what they wanted me to be and the things that they wanted to see. So I was told females can't be pastors, females can't be this. I came across, there was a pastor that actually preached for my family's church, right? We have a church. So she would come from a long distance. We was in Maryland. She would come down from like Pennsylvania and all of that, right? A nice little distance just for one day, Sunday. And the church wasn't even that deep. It was a personal church, like for my family, right? So she would drive from hours away just to come there. And you know how they basically get tithes, right? That's their payment in a sense. She would come, and I used to think to myself, yo, how's she coming here and they not even putting, there's not even a lot of people that's putting like big bread in the thing for her. I was like, she's really devoted. See, I didn't realize at that point in time I was getting introduced to everything that I was going to be doing, right? See, chosen ones, when you truly are passionate about your purpose and your position and God calls you to do certain things, that's almost like you a missionary. You're not always going to be the one with $1 million coming in. Your work that you put in, Kanye said it best. He said that he wants to get in to a position where his money is no longer welcome. That means that you are such a good person. You're such a blessing to everybody else. You done did for everybody else that they gonna take care of you. So think about Jesus, chosen ones. God didn't give him $1 billion when he touched down the earth and was like, yo, you gonna show them that you got this and that. No, his energy, they presented the water that he made into wine. You understand me? They presented the loaves that he was able to break down and multiply. So therefore, chosen one, some of you, the work that you do, blessings are going to come through, but it's going to come through from other individuals. Your energy, it's that bartering in a sense, right? You have a service, you have something that you're giving, and other people are going to pour into it. So some of you chosen ones, you don't realize that your abundance is going to come from other people. But it's not because you're using them and you can't do nothing. It's because the position that you're playing. So if you're a musician, people are going to pay you to do what? To be a musician, to play music for them, to do that. So your purpose brings that profit. You have to know that these demons think that if you got the most, then you have it all, then you're the best, right? So they got $1 billion home, but one person living in it. They got 10 rooms, but only need 2. That's gluttony. That's a sin. So you got to realize that if you have enough to do what you need to do, then you know that you good. Because there was a point in time, chosen ones, where you ain't have that coming in. And if you are at a decline where things aren't working out for you, look around or come to me. I'll tell you, is it getting blocked because the people you connected to? Is it getting blocked because something that you doing or refuse to do? I'll be able to assist you. But some of you chosen ones, it's the circumstances, it's the people that you including with your blessings. You talking about as soon as you get money, you going to bless them. And God's like, well, you ain't going to get money then because so-and-so ain't about to get shit. So since you talking about when you have a come up, they going to come up too. Well, the come up's not going to come to you because they not going to be moving in, right? So, but there's some of you chosen ones that you're so used to working so hard. God's like, listen, I'll give you something and you ain't gonna have to do that, right? So when I tell you that this season is going to be a lot lighter, what makes you happy? I always compare this to childhood. Think about when you was younger. You ain't have no car. You had a bike. And some of you, if we didn't have a bike, what we do? If our friends had pegs, we on those pegs. If our friends had the handlebars open, then we sat on that. If so-and-so didn't have a bike, sometimes we switch it off where if they drive a little bit, then we drive a little bit, whatever the case may be, right? Some of it, if nobody had a bike, that was cool. We was walking with our group, laughing and geeking along the way, enjoying the experience on the way. So we know the destination we was going. Could have been to the park, could have been to so-and-so's home, could have been to take a little trip, but we was having fun on our way from getting there, right? So that's what this experience is, chosen ones. It's the people that you with that's gonna make it a good time. Some of y'all done got to a place that you once thought was your dream home, but the people that you put in that home with you ruined the opportunity for you. Now Now you're not even happy at the place that you were at. Not even feeling the same that you should have been feeling with through this experience because of the people that your ass was with. There's certain people, chosen ones, that you may not have had as far as furniture. You may not have had certain pans and plates and all of that shit. You could have had a pallet on your floor. The right one's gonna be happy just to be sitting on that pallet with you, enjoying the experience, right? So there's some of you that have to enjoy and embrace the experience, but it's about the people that you're experiencing it with. I'd rather have a life where I'm happy, where we're building together. So I don't need a millionaire that can buy the shit. I can be with my partner where we gonna build it together. It's the experience. So yes, we started off here, but guess what? That makes it so much better when you get there. So think about how you started off no house. You ain't have no job. You got a job. You was staying on somebody else's couch. Now guess what? Now you got a place. You got just enough bread to stay where you staying. You don't have enough to do no extra shit, so you may not got no furniture in that motherfucker. You might not got, but guess what? You got a roof over your head. Your circumstances and change. Guess what? The right people, you gonna be having fun in that motherfucker. I don't care if you hear an echo every day. You gonna be enjoying yourself, right? Not only that, chosen ones, they're going to add to it. So I seen last time you ain't have no here. I got an extra microwave for you. Oh, I seen you ain't have this. They bringing a plant in that. They see certain things. Okay, I see you don't got a plate. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring a pack of plate. Whatever the case may be, they gonna bring something in there to contribute to you and be proud of you. Celebrate what you done sat there and encountered, right? You don't got no car. It don't matter if your ass get that putt-putt. That person who's for you, they gonna be excited to ride in that passenger seat with you. They don't care if that motherfucker don't got no AC. They gonna ride around with those windows down with you, right? This is an individual that if that shit puts and stops, they gonna get out and help push you in the direction that you need to be headed in. They not gonna make you feel bad about your circumstances, because some of y'all chosen ones, these people who ain't even got no whip, make you feel bad about driving the shit that you driving. How you gonna be, it don't make sense. These people are making, you hear me? So with that being said, think about it. The next year passed. Now you done added to the collection. Now you got a couch to sit on. Now you got this. And what do? You usually start laughing like, yo, remember when we started off and we was sleeping on the floor? Now, remember when we had that air mattress and we had to blow that bitch up in the middle of the night? We was at a decline, the feet all high with a head back on the ground. You sitting there laughing about the things that you went through. Why not enjoy the experiences as you would experiencing them? See, that's a control issue, which we about to get into. Right now, I say this, chosen ones. 1 second, I got. Oh, hold on, I gotta verify. Hold on, look, my eyes probably look like they was gonna cross. But hear me out. There's some of you chosen ones that I'll say this. Pertaining to the things that's getting presented to you, you have to embrace it. Some of it is a control issue. You're gonna have to check your ego. Now, what do I mean? See, the only difference is some things is outside of your control. That's the only thing. See, you got to know if you go with God's flow, everything works out. Now, what do I mean? See, chosen ones. What's the difference between you talking about, you sad about your circumstances because you sleeping in a car? Do you know how many people voluntarily gave up their house and lived in their car instead? But you sitting there feeling bad about yourself or feeling less of yourself because of other people's opinion, when there's people that intentionally give up the big house that they had to be in a car like your ass is, and you thinking that bad about you, and there's somebody that's currently trying to get in the position that you in. So you talking about, how you're upset that there's certain people, you crying about your lecture getting cut off, I understand. But what's the difference between somebody who deliberately goes camping and doesn't have certain things? See, I told you, chosen ones, the situation in my mom's life that could have been the most upset moment for her when she didn't have a lecture, or when our lecture got cut off. Hear me out. That was the most fun time of my life. So when my mom was crying because the lecture was cut off, right, for her children, she ain't have it. She ain't have it, right? We was excited. One, yes, it was dark in the house, but it was, yes, it was dark outside, but it was dark in the damn house. So guess what? We got to stay out later. We could stay out later than the street lights, because shit, the streets had lights and we ain't had them motherfuckers. You understand? So that was a fun time. We outside with our friends. They like, damn, you out late, huh? Yeah, we get to. Whole time it's because the circumstances, but the circumstances was beneficial. As far as it, I love camping to this day. Now, when I say I'm a bougie camper, because I'm not in the fucking heat. I'm not trying to be out with the mosquitoes. I I love nature, but I like to take my ass in nature than take my ass inside. But hear me out. That was the best time of my life for camping. I love camping to this day, chosen ones. Before I go to sleep, I watch camping. I like core camping. I like looking at certain whatever the case may be, right? So that circumstances, we have no electric. So what did we have to do? We had to put ice packs on our food. We had to eat certain things that wouldn't mold or go old, right? We had to sit there and have certain lights around us that we use, flashlights. We learned how to cook our food without nothing. So when we had a gas stove, we sat there and used the match, was able to light that shit. But when we ain't have no gas stove, we sat there and used the grill, right? Now, let me tell you, chosen ones, now that I'm adult, now I moved to fucking Florida from Maryland. Then the hurricanes came and the lights got cut off. I was more prepared than some of these Floridians because I didn't experience time where our sources was limited. So when the electric was out, what I do? Went on the grill, was cooking up some food for me and my crew, right? As far as the lights cut out, I didn't have electric cut out before. So what I had to do, I knew exactly what candles to use, what's going to illuminate the room. As far as what was needed, all right? We got to have this water to come through. We got to have this to have that, whatever the case may be, right? I done been in houses where we ain't have no cold water. We just had bull water that we had to do. What we do? Fill up the tub, let that shit cool down. We washing too, right? My grandmother's house. My grandmother and grandfather, my mother's parents, they had all this land. When I tell you that certain big companies try to offer $2 million to them back in the day, I'm talking about early 2000s type vibes. So that shit definitely got value now. My grandparents was just like, nah, because they had farmland. I'm talking about we picking tomatoes, we picking raspberries. My grandmother's making this sauce, everything, right? We lived off the land in a sense. They didn't have no running water in their house. Guess what we do? My grandfather took us to the wells. We got spring water right out of the earth. You understand, the most freshest water. He didn't have no running toilets. What he do? He had a little personal porta potty where we would use the bathroom. He'd go take the bucket out in the middle of the woods. All of that, right? That's something that it's the times, it's the memories. We had that land, we had certain shit. So of course, chosen ones, when I say this, that your circumstances could be fucked up, but there's also good in it as well. To this day, I'm to the point where I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to be able to get my little land, you know what I'm saying, with my crew, with my babies, be out here having my ducks and my chickens. Now I don't eat meat, but it's just their presence. I just wanna, you know what I'm saying, just be around it. Again, chosen ones, you're gonna want a more peaceful surrounding. You're gonna want peace and prosperity. You're gonna be happy with your partner. You're not gonna need $1 million. You just need a person who loves you a million ways, who supports you a million ways, who encourages you a million ways. So it's about the people that you're aligning with. So please take a real good mind, like make your mind up of what you want, because other people will persuade you that you want something that you don't. They'll persuade you don't want kids, whole time you want a village. You could sit there and say that you don't want, whatever the case may be. So Ho's water was flat. Yes, you understand. Like the circumstances are different. So the spite, whatever's going on with the election and all of this shit, because there's more trippy talk where we can have pertaining to it. But chosen ones, let me tell you this. When I tell you that this is an example, right? Now, no disrespect. I'll get a little, I ain't gonna get too full in it, but let me say this. You know how if you got good intentions, don't allow yourself to attach to demonic individuals to promote you, to encourage you, to make you look good. Because if you stand with God, God's going to make sure that you're victorious. You understand me? Because there are certain people that are going to try to support. Now, I'll say this. Now, the Kamala situation. You notice how certain singers be, how when they going through certain things right now that they trying to, and I told y'all a while ago, see, I got videos, I'm glad I post when I post, right? I told y'all a while ago that Dirk was gonna go down for the Rico case. I told you, now all of a sudden, looky, right? I told you when Diddy was gonna go down. I told you that Jay-Z and B was gonna try to pay certain higher ups. Now all of a sudden around this election, when Shorty about to go down, or was supposed to be going down, they start connecting with higher ups, right? right? See, certain people you feel like are truly supporting you, and they supporting you for the wrong reasons. See, there's certain people that could be trying to quote unquote endorse you energetically or come and befriend you. Now they want to big up you, and it's because they feel like you can assist them what they going through. These are karmic ass individuals. See, I tell you, initially, oh girl, she wasn't right on the right side. I'm gonna be truthful. Kamala, she wasn't on the right side initially, okay? So this ain't to deter you, distract you, but hear me out. She wasn't. Certain things didn't mean like it does now. See, God spoke to her, right? So she started to actually want to do the right thing. See, the thing is, chosen one, she should have stayed on her own accord. She should have sat there and stayed in her power, but instead she allowed these other people to be her power for her. So she then sat there and recruited B, who got karma coming to her. She's not on the good thing. She don't got God on her side at all. She's going down for demonic shit that she done did. Destiny swapping, energy conjuring, certain manipulation. So you can't have no negative people on your side when you think that you about to be receiving something that's divine. You understand me? So that was a learning lesson. However, there was an opportunity for a change of circumstances where certain things will be getting recalculated and she would actually be victorious. But it's based upon if she's in her divine energy or not. So when she felt like she lost, the conversation that she had with God, that is a key player. You understand me? Because if she sat there and realized, like, all right, God, you know, I was doing right. I shouldn't have did this. I should have stayed to this. And I tell you when I do, it's a bit, the results depend on her, if we're going to be honest. So if she gave up, she gave up. Okay, old boy's going to come in, but he's going to be used to knock out the negatives, right? And when I say this, chosen one, because God will use somebody with evil intentions to bring the divine together. God will sit there and use their evil intentions or other things, because I can tell you this. Trump will not do what he told these people that he was going to do on behalf of them. This is a motherfucker who was just swindling words. And I'm talking about the evil shit that he said he was going to do for these people. He's not going to be doing all of that. He's somebody who just needed that position, and it's almost like, all right, he back to fucking retirement. He just needed that little, you know what I'm saying, that little run. It's not. Circumstances can change. Now, I will say this. For those of you who was not looking at the bigger picture, that you wasn't. So again, some of you may not have voted. That's your business, right? But I say this, that energy, it's that momentum. So don't worry about, excuse me. Don't worry about, and excuse me for it, like sniffling and all that, but don't worry about as far as the results of that. This is, the elections won't have any impact on you if you create a life for yourself. So when you create your own personal world, there's other shit that don't matter. I'm telling you that, right? So they could say, oh, he's going to stop so that people can't have abortions. Do you know that that's going to stop? And let me tell you why. Chosen ones, God will use the negative to take the negative out. So those same people that are talking about they against abortions. Now, we ain't talking about you motherfuckers who be out here aborting. So you out here opening them legs and then think that you about to hurry up and end the situation. Now, you motherfuckers need to be ashamed of yourself. Now, as far as other people's circumstances happen where you have to end that, okay, that's understandable. But these people that be popping abortions like damn Tic Tacs and all of that, you motherfuckers are murderers. At the end of the day, you a little motherfucking But I say this, right? Because there are certain circumstances where, of course, why would they be forced to carry a demon? You understand? Like, that's what it would be. But hear me out. I say this, chosen ones, because the same people that are saying that they're against abortions for their own personal reasons, these higher uppers, these are the demons. These are the individuals that have been trafficking people, raping people, having certain affairs with people. Now guess what? The rule that they set is going to work against them. So guess what happens? When they get certain people pregnant, there's a baby that's proof of that situation. So now when they do these affairs and that person gets pregnant and they can't get rid of it, now guess what? Oh, we can check the DNA for this. Okay, there's certain people that were violated back in the day but were suppressed from telling the truth because of the position that these people carried over you. Guess what? Now they can do a little DNA swap and say, oh, hold on, they did have a baby with so-and-so, and so-and-so was that age when this happened. So God will use the enemy against it. That's why all of a sudden, when they start doing it before, they were so quick to change it. Why? Because people start coming forward. People start saying, okay, well, this person violated, this person did this, so this person, and proof was there. So certain things, chosen ones, it gets used against them. Now, even pertaining to, as far as, now listen, No disrespect, and I'm saying this no disrespect. You know the LGBT, y'all add a lot of letters, and I'm not trying to be funny, so I just know the LGBT part, okay? So you know whatever the fuck else letters it is, okay? So this ain't that time to be talking shit. But let me say this. You know how they try to set everybody against each other. So this is almost like when Jewish people was going against melanated people, talking about the Holocaust was worse than slavery, and people were battling. Instead of saying both of them was fucked up and actually taking out the negative energy. So instead of saying, oh, this person, this was worse, why won't we just not have that shit happen again? Because the Japanese went through concentration camps, the Irish went through concentration camps, melanated individuals went through it, Jewish individuals went through it. So why sit there and make it so that this is better than the next when all of it's fucked up and we can actually agree to that? There's certain people, chosen ones, that put you in a mind frame to think that everybody's your enemy. And this will be, oh, well, melanated individuals. They always tell us, oh, well, the white man did that. The white man did this. Now, is some of that true? Absolutely. But it'll make you feel like you limited. So there's some of you that's automatically F the police, right? Based upon past experiences. Instead of, now, it could be true. There's some demonic ass individuals, that's some of them. But there's also an opportunity for you to encourage your children to become them. So you could say, okay, so for the police, they against melanated individuals. They against this type of individuals, right? Now, with that being said, chosen, encourage your children to become them then. Sit there and take back as far as the things that they're doing then, right? Because you'll be so quick to say, oh, nah, we'll F with the police. And now, this ain't just melanated, but I have to talk to my people, right? Because we gonna talk about it. They'll try to make you produce a world against you. There's certain people that are allies towards you. It's the energy. Because there's certain melanated people that look like you and are against you and try to set your ass up. We know that, right? So it's the energy. People come in different disguises. You could have been melanated in the past life. This lifetime, God made you Caucasian, so be an ally to a different situation. So don't get caught up in that, okay? Like, I'm serious. We'll have a trippy talk another time, but this is not that time. It's the energy, right? Because they'll have you creating certain things. Now, as far as the same goes for, again, I'm just talking about pertaining to mine, you know what I'm saying? But it goes to everybody, right? As far as certain circumstances, there's people that I brought up the LGBT, right? Because had people been attacking them, have there been unjustified attacks, so on and so forth? Absolutely. That also happened to straight masculines, straight feminines, so on and so. You understand? It's happened, right? Pertaining to everybody can agree that it happened, correct? Now, this is the thing. Instead of making one seem like they above the all, or above the rest, because some of the community chosen ones, you know whether or not you part of the community or not, because we, just like I can say I'm melanated, I could say, all right, some of these motherfuckers, they ain't right. You can say certain shit, it's like, nah, I don't care if they look like us, them motherfuckers ain't right, okay? Them, some, you know what I'm saying? Vice versa pertaining to Caucasians. They could say that they got fucked up family too. They got some unks, they got some damn motherfuckers who ain't right, can't get right. Everybody's the same. It's all a conversation. But some people are on, will have you on your P's and Q's, or have you feeling like the world's against you. So you start to manifest that world, that's all you see. So think about on your phone, when you think about a certain food, or you talk about certain food, it gets presented to you, right? It starts to go through your algorithm. It starts coming on your For You page. That's the same percentage to your energy that you activate. So if you activate that the world's against you, guess what you're going to see? A world that goes against you. If you activate as far as where justice is in, and you're not going into it being on guard, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have reciprocation. You're going to feel that peace thing. You're not going to feel like everybody's against you. That's a demonic energy that people try to put that in you to feel like the world's against you, so that you become the monster to other individuals. So this is like saying, okay, the police, what they did do is bad. Absolutely. But there's also certain police that actually want to work on behalf of you as well. So you can't put everybody in a category. And again, in order to get the negative out, you're going to have to bring the positive in. So tell your children to apply. Your ass apply then. You understand? Encourage people to take over these positions that the negative is in. Okay? As far as doctors, lawyers too. Okay, well, if you feel that there's certain demonic individuals, and matter of fact, we gonna get into this too real quick while we talking about it. You know the little thugger case that came out. This is why I tell you that you got to be cautious of who you praying on behalf of or who you connected to. Because Young Thug, did he have a good heart? At some point in time, yes. But did them demons get to him? Absolutely. Does it feel like he got away? It feels like it, but it's not. The prayers on behalf of other people that he was around, so people who really were in tune with God that was praying on behalf of him, gave him an opportunity in a sense, right? He's not in his divine energy to accept it, appreciate it. He's actually out for a sense of vengeance. So let me tell you this. He's going to get locked up again. This is not no disrespect. They let him go because there's another case that he's connected with that he's going to be going down. So I know how y'all feel like, oh, that was God doing. No. Sometimes God will see if the person learned their lesson, give them an opportunity. But no, it's really to use the dark against the dark. So there's other people that's going down as well. So we already said like Lil Baby. We said as far as Dirk, these are people, the motherfuckers that they giving the keys to the city to, that's usually a setup. So you already know certain shit, right? But I could say there's a lot of people that's going to be going down. Now, even pertaining to certain actors, because I stayed away from it, but chosen ones, we're going to get into it. There's certain people, I told you, Lee Daniels got court dates coming up. That motherfucker wasn't right. Tyler Perry, he was caught up in some shit too. We already said Diddy, and guess what? We talked about Diddy years ago, and guess what? Everything got produced, right? So I'm going to start, let's just be clear, okay? So there's certain actors, there's certain rappers, there's certain celebrities that they're going down, chosen ones. You're starting to realize that Hollywood was just it's almost like a reflection of you. They was taking your own personal stories and showing them to you, selling them to you. Instead of entertainment, you was imitating it. They was conjuring energy. They was doing some shady shit. You're going to realize that you don't need to go to Hollywood to make a movie. You don't need a producer to give them that. And I say this because Monique, she had an opportunity to stand her ground, be justice, and she did. But she ended up teaming back up with the enemies that worked against her. So she was supposed to stay clear from Lee Daniels. And guess what? He reattached himself deliberately to conjure energy, to try to change certain narratives that are going to be coming out, right? So when I tell you, chosen ones, you better be mindful, because a lot of these motherfuckers is going down. A lot of these people are trying to, the bad is trying to reconnect with the good so that the good could try to put in a good word for them. Nah, you better talk to God yourself. You understand? So be mindful, okay? Certain people are going to try to partner up with you, and it's just because they want to use you. They want to try to drain you. They want you to... So just know, if they wasn't right, they had to get left. Do not sit there and give the enemy another opportunity. A lot of y'all run with the God says forgive and forget. I'm just saying. He said forgive them. Okay, cool. But it's really about forgive you. Forgive you for even accepting these individuals, accepting what they put you through. And forgetting means forget that you even knew they ass. Forget what not the lesson that you learned from them, but forget as far as what they did. Don't keep reliving the cycle again, right? So certain people, chosen ones, keep their ass to a distance. Certain people, you go the long way around. Don't go that way. You ain't got to drink that. You ain't got to take that to get certain things. It's going to be so much better when you get to where you getting and you ain't have to do what they did to get it. You hear me? So to team up with divine and like-minded. Thank you so much, babies. So just know that. But chosen ones, the links in my bio, I got to get off here because I do have a few coaching sessions to do. Again, as a reminder, right now it's buy one, get one free. Today is the last day. I may be able to do another one next week, but chosen ones, I be trying to do deals, but you know, I got those things I got to knock out too, all right? I definitely, with that being said, chosen ones, I'm on my KRS One, my Dick Gregory type tip. I'm somebody who, chosen ones, there's locations I'm about to be speaking at. All right, so I'm going to be speaking to certain prisons. I'm going to be speaking to certain groups. I'm going to be speaking. But if you have certain organizations that you feel like it would be a benefit to speak to them, or feel like this messages that they need to hear, definitely refer them to me or send them in my direction. But I'm telling you, we taking this to the next level, all right? I love you so much. I'm proud of you. I encourage you to do anything that you want to do. If you need assistance as far as with direction, what's stopping you, what's coming for, I got you. The links in my bio, okay? Y'all continue to be great. Thank you so much. I'm going to post this on YouTube shortly. All I ask you to do, chosen ones, come through. Like, share, subscribe, send it to somebody that you feel needs to hear that message too. A lot of y'all message me saying again that you are upset that you wish that you had money to donate and get. Baby, it's just the fact that you're able to receive the information that God's having me relay. The fact that you are healing you so that you can go and help somebody else with their day. You understand me? Now, I always tell y'all, not just me, but other people too, you just watching the videos and not skipping the ads. That gives finances to certain people that are monetarily getting it through the videos. Like TikTok, I don't get paid for views. I ain't getting that little content type thing. I wasn't for that. I build my business outside of TikTok, but God allows me to have the platform on here, so you understand, align and put out my purpose. But I appreciate y'all so much. I love you. I thank you so much for everybody who sent gifts through. I apologize at the time I couldn't pause what I was saying to say that to you, but when I post this on YouTube, I'll definitely acknowledge you. It allows me to see the first 10. So everybody else who donated outside of 10, I don't care if it was 1 coin, 2 coin, whatever. Thank you so much, babies, okay? I don't want you to ever feel like anything was too small that you ain't get no acknowledgement for. It's just TikTok only shows me the first 10, okay? The top 10. So thank you, babies. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I love you. Y'all continue to be great. If you need me, you know how to reach me, okay? Be great. Thank you, babies. Thank y'all. I love you.